I mean, no, I think like in a good way, our shows have always been able to stand on their own two legs. They're very different shows, Arrow and Flash. I mean, I think that's why it's really cool when we see them kind of come together for these crossovers, just because Barry and Oliver are so incredibly different as our shows are, as a whole. So no, I think our show will kind of just keep trekking on being the Flash, and there's no reason to feel any kind of pressure, I think, now that Arrow's gone. We'll miss them, but yeah.
Barry and Iris are dealing with the heartache of losing Nora. You see them very early on trying to figure out the best way to grieve Nora respectfully and move forward. You know, we have a lot coming up this season, Crisis on Infinite Earths for the crossover, so there's still a lot of craziness happening in Central City, and Barry and Iris and the team kind of have to, get prepared for that.
So knowing that this is going to be the last season of Arrow, and Flash will officially be the oldest show in the Arrowverse, do you feel more pressure knowing that it's going to be essentially the Flashverse now?
Well, I did until now, thanks. It's weird. I never thought about that. I guess we will be the senior show on the network in terms of DC TV. It's kind of a crazy thing. We feel like the old kids on the block. But it's cool. I mean, I was saying earlier, we have so much to owe to Arrow, Stephen Amell, that whole cast and crew. They kind of set the framework for what makes these shows successful. We've been trying to follow that and be successful as well. I think we've done a good job, and so it's I hope we can finish as strong as they have.
I can't speak for the rest of the team, but I know that they might miss Vibe, but Cisco definitely does not miss being Vibe at the beginning of season 6. I think he's I think this is exactly what he's wanted. Camilla as a love interest for him has represented his life outside of work and his ability to have that life and have that life coexist with his work. And so I think a big part of the reason he took that cure was because he wanted to honor that life and be able to dutifully balance both of those aspects of his life. And so I think that is why he's in such a positive place at the beginning of the season, is because he's able to give his time and his affection to Camilla and making that relationship work. I think all the pressure and all the tribulations that we've had to sort of sift through in the past, that's the hardest thing that we've done. The hardest thing that we've done as a show is figure out our voice and figure out how to grow and figure out how to sort of identify ourselves and stake our claim. And I think we've definitely crossed that and done it gracefully at times. At times there were bumps, but I think we definitely found a place where we don't feel as much of that pressure.
I think there's going to be a modicum of melancholia that goes throughout all this, there's a sisterhood, a brotherhood of shows that we share, and it's going to be very sad not to have the group of Arrow. I mean, I understand when you've done it, you have to go do other things. Everything is kind of fleeting, and so I totally respect and understand their decision to move on, but they'll be missed. This year, last year was a delight because I played a Wells who was tracking down the Reverse Flash. So me tracking down me, which was just a joy. And this season we'll have a not altogether similar, but not completely dissimilar approach with the Wells that I'll introduce. And this guy will be a little more swashbuckling, a bit of a rogue, an adventurer filled with intrigue, deceit, and maybe a modicum of sensuality.
I'm really excited for this year because I think we're going to get to see a little bit more of Killer Frost and her personality, and I think that could be a lot of fun to take her to the crossovers and see how she behaves with everyone else. Does she play nicely? I'm not sure.
We're going to continue the growth that I think we saw through season 4 and then in season 5, kind of this him maturing more and him growing more, but still staying the same, walking cartoon character that he's always going to be. I mean, my favorite thing about Ralph Dibny is that he can get shot in the head and snot out a bullet booger, and he's always going to need to do that because he's always going to say something that's probably going to get him shot. I like that about him.